Last week on the Joke's on Me.
Yeah, I still get nervous, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely. The palms get sweaty, you feel the heart rate going up, talk a lot quicker.
It's just pacing. So fucking nervous.
Not necessarily before big shows, like I'll get nervous. If it's just a tiny crowd, I'll get nervous because I'm thinking, fuck, there's like 7 people there. It makes 7 people laugh. How is that possible?
I don't even know if I enjoy it. I struggle beforehand, I get massive waves of anxiety.
I don't have any nervousness at all up until 10 minutes before I go on stage, and then my whole body just wants to cave in on itself and I want to kill myself.
Every well-known comedian was once an unknown comedian.
Remember doing this on a really hot day? The problem is people behind you think you're doing something completely different.
Night after night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some comedy?
Mic after mic. Dedicated? Or just delusional?
I'm pursuing my passion. And we all know there's money in passion.
I'd love to make a good living.
Yeah, good one, good luck!
Come backstage as we follow the people following the dream.
We're all weird. We don't get paid. You get a drink voucher if you're lucky.
Comedy is one of those things where there's no obvious path.
You can't just tick your boxes down a sheet and at the bottom of it is success.
You will get heckled. What?
Essentially, you're putting yourself in a situation that most people find terrifying. If you kill, you're a hero. And if you die, you're the person that ruined their night.
Everyone's so self-obsessed in comedy, aren't they? Just waiting to be noticed. This is why it's called, like, Jokes on Me, because they're all delusional. Everyone's in the back going like, is Simon Cowell here or what? Yeah, man, I look, to be fair, I think anyone going down there would be lying if they didn't hope at some little chance that you could get to a situation where you could be creative and not have to do 9 to 5. And I think that's the impetus, because everyone's so unsatisfied with their lives. You're in a desk job, you're hating it, and then you've got this, and there is a slither of chance that you could do something with it.
We all probably got our little special place, like in the shower or as we tuck ourselves in under the bed, like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to be fucking doing this full time? I just kept on writing, kept on like asking for open mic spots, and I said, beautiful. Then all of a sudden, the open mic spots, they were asking me, Joe, would you like to do a 5 to 10 minute set? I said, yeah. And then I'm thinking, that's it, I'm off, I'm done. They've asked me for a 10-minute set. He's actually contacted me, that's it.
I get hassled for being fat everywhere I go. I get hassled everywhere I go. I'm sick of being hassled for being fat everywhere I go, man. Like I was at a kid's party a few weeks ago. And this little girl, she came up to me and said, you look like the letter B. And then that just kept on going for like 6 or 7 months, and I go, okay, where's the next step? And here we are, still the same shit.
I'm just starting to see it as an industry because I'm only young, I'm only 2 years in or something like that. I'm just beginning to get to that point where I'm starting to open up about my true goals and what I actually want, and I'm not going to tell you guys what they are because it's on camera, and when I don't get them and when I fail, there will be documented evidence of that.
Oh, 3 years it's been. About 100 gigs a year, yeah.
It was maybe a year and a half into it where I realised, hang on, it's going to take a lot more work than what I thought.
Even a few gigs in, after just meeting everyone, it was like, oh, okay, everyone's been at this for 5 or 6 years already, and they're all really funny and they're all working really hard, so it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a slog.
It takes a while and it's a hard slog. I've been incredibly run down and tired from open micing it and trying new material out, and it's hard work.
I don't know about everyone, but the impression they gave me at high school was, okay, your career is you go in, you work for a certain company, you do all the right things and you progress. Comedy is one of those things where there's no obvious path.
Coming from a place like the law, which is hugely institutionalised, wait a couple of years, then you become appointed a senior associate, then after a few years you'll be special counsel, then a partner, then, or you might go to the bar or whatever. It's all planned out for you. It's one of the professions. This doesn't have the same structure.
You can't just tick your boxes down a sheet and at the bottom of it is success.
Ah, man, you see people out there smashing it week after week, and you see people not doing so good like week after week with the crowd, and they got the better venues, they got the better gigs, and I don't know how it works. I don't know who you got to talk to, who do you have to crawl to, not too sure. But it'd be nice to know, because I got big lips. Big lips, baby, hello.
I know that it really frustrates people sometimes, and you know, there is this belief, and especially coming into it, this idea that it should be a meritocracy, that the best people should make it. Reality is that's not how it works.
Yeah, I think it's a lot harder than you think, because I don't think it's all about talent.
All the way from New South Wales, start putting your hands together for Andrew Wolf.
Hey guys. Many of you guys watch that TV show Embarrassing Bodies? Just one question, who goes on that show? Just casually wander into a caravan, 60 cameras set up, and then allow them to shine a floodlight inside your vagina. And you know there'd be people at home just going, oh my God, hold on, that's bloody Brenda from work. How's it gonna be the next day? You're gonna be like, hey Brenda, how's it going? No, I prefer you didn't make me a coffee, thanks. Have any of you guys noticed, like, when you forget someone's name, you try to describe them, you end up just pointing out all their worst features. You'd be like, you know the chick with the long teeth, the long nose, eats a lot of sugar cubes. And they're like, oh, you mean Jenny? I really like her. And you're like, yeah, I do too.
Raw's just a contest for open micers. You think like it means something and then it doesn't. It's nothing. It's great, and you get excited, and it's a good gig, and it was an awesome gig doing like the big room in the hall. But yeah, it puts some sort of expectation in your head that there's something more to this.
I'm suspicious of people that come in and go, I want to be famous. I think that that's the wrong reason to come in and do stand-up.
I fucking hate that about so many younger comics that get into it. There's this fucking, just this like fame whore aspect to everything now. You know, as long as everyone knows who I am, that's the main thing. And it's like, yeah, but what about your craft? What about the art you're making? It's shit. Fame is a byproduct of doing something really great. And if that happens, great.
The worst thing that could happen to someone like me early in my career is if I got an opportunity too early and just wasn't ready for it. And, you know, so you get your flash in the pan and then it fades away because you're not at the stage where you've learnt enough and know enough to sort of follow through on the success and build on it.
No one wants to pay their fucking dues anymore. No one wants to put the effort into getting good. They just want to be famous. And the fucking irony is that even if half these guys got what they wanted tomorrow, they wouldn't be able to do anything with it because they don't have the chops to do anything with it. They haven't built up the skills.
So just talent is not going to get you by, because and it's funny, the progression along this journey has proved exactly that. I've met so many people who are so talented, and you know them, yeah. They're so talented, and yet they haven't broken. And some people who fucked up somewhere along the way, for whatever reason, they fucked up.
In my first 2 years, I got into the state finals of Raw, then I was selected for Comedy Zone at Melbourne, and then I got my Triple J spot. And these three things in such short succession with really no effort put in on my part at all. I just turned up to my gigs. That gave me the illusion very early on that there was going to be this, you know, I was being plucked from obscurity and I was going to make it.
Hey guys, how are you? So it's 10 years in the future and I'm, comedy's paid off and I'm a fucking gazillionaire and you peasants worship the ground that I walk on and obviously, you know, I lionize and idolize me beyond any, and because God is kind, I still do these kind of intimate live shows for you people, and obviously every girl in the crowd would do anything to spend a night of passion with me. You know, I could have you, I could have you, I could have you, but you know, if I wasn't so fucked in the head, the fantasy could end there and then we could all just go home and have a good time. But, you know, what if I can't live up to the lofty expectations you've had of me, of worshipping me for the last 10 years? No, it's much easier to get your drinking glasses and your drinking straws because that will have bits of your DNA on them. And I've paid an inventor to invent a cloning machine that can, that I can put the drinking straw in the cloning machine and it'll create an exact duplicate of you, exactly as you are, just it's programmed to be an nymphomaniac and it doesn't have your usual set of standards. Does anyone construct fantasy?
Triple J, I was given the opportunity. I was on once a week on the Drive Time show, and I was pretty much given carte blanche to do whatever I wanted. So it was a lot of big opportunities very early on. Before I could even deal with those opportunities.
Oh, Ben Elwood. Ben Elwood is like just immediately, Prevents and I, when we first saw him as well, were like, that's a comic. When he started out, he was such a raw, open, honest, open spot that when he did a gag that didn't work, rather than try and retrace his steps or anything, there'd just be deathly silence. He'd just go, fuck! Fuck!
No comedian is on stage to make people laugh. You're on stage because you're damaged and you need love from strangers.
When you're in that position, you don't realise there's a line of another 50 really, really talented, really, really funny people just behind you. And if you fuck it up, it doesn't matter. Ka-chink, down the fucking chute you go and the next one comes along. And that's a hard thing to deal with, the whole what could have been. You know, I wrestled with that for a good year or two of like, oh fuck, if I hadn't pissed all that stuff away, maybe I would be someone big now.
I liked reading about stand-ups and I liked following stand-ups and it just seemed like it's always a really hard road and you're not going to be delivered. You're just not going to be delivered. So I don't believe in luck so much as hard work. If you truly commit yourself to hard work, the highest probability of you succeeding will come with that.
So far, my experience with comedy has been work has equaled the next level. Like, in small steps, you know, you go from open micer who struggles to get open mic spots to solid open micer to getting your first support spots. And, you know, as the time passes by, you just keep ticking off slightly more fun gigs, slightly bigger crowds.
I like working hard. I think if anything comes too easy, it's generally bullshit.
I thought it was all just glamour and like, oh man, like get him a macchiato. Hello, Joe's here, get him his robe. Nah,
A lot of people just think it's 10 minutes. It's not.
You got to come up with material. You got to make sure it's your own material. You're not stealing anyone else's. You got to know how to deliver this.
Taping every single set, going home, going through the painful, shameful process of listening, especially if you're in a freaking shit set.
You got stomach aches, you got gut aches, you got a headache. You got to fucking push all that shit to the side and go on and try to be funny. Plus, you're getting judged every fucking 0.28 milliseconds while you're up there. Promoters, where you been? You're 5 minutes late. You got that stress on you. Work. You know, family.
A comic also has to be a go-getter. They've got to realise shit's not going to get done for you. Most of the time, you're going to have to do it yourself, you know? And being a comedian isn't just being on stage, it's getting off stage afterwards, talking to people. You know, that's all of a sudden where you get your gigs. You do well enough on stage, you get off stage, somebody will come up to you. Oh, did you do this gig? Do you do that gig? You're your own business person, and it's something not a lot of comics do. They feel like they get up to a point, oh, I've been doing it 6 months now, when do I get paid? It's like, well, you'll get paid when you're good enough that somebody will see you and how good you are, and they'll pay you accordingly somewhere else.
Who knows? I might be poor forever, which is fine because I've always romanticised that whole bohemian poor person lifestyle, and I've been living it for a while now, which is cool. I'm probably going to have tuna out of a tin for dinner tonight, which is hot.
You go out there and you're not getting paid and it's late on a Saturday night.
I had to go to work every day and stuff too, and I was just... And then you just burn yourself out, and that's shocking. You just think, oh, I just can't do it anymore.
You know, you're donating your time, really. You don't see the lady at the Salvos, you know, getting harassed and everything. She gets a little cup of tea, she gets a little biscuit. I get fucking nothing, you know what I mean? You're 5 minutes late, Joe. Die, you fat prick. You know what I mean? You're 5 minutes late. Where's my tea? Where's my biscuit? You know, where's my love?
I think comedy and comedians are caught between a rock and a hard place because, in all honesty, I would do it for free. It's hard to know where to draw the line of I'm willing to do something for free this much, and after that there's a price tag attached to it. It's very, very challenging because sometimes you do feel like, why am I doing it for this bloke when there's 100 people in the room who've paid to get in here?
Yeah, well, whatever, guys. I hope you've enjoyed your $30. You've had some fucking fun, hey? I just made this up on the moment as well. I'm an open mic. I was pulled off the street just to fill numbers. Don't worry about it. Like Will Anderson's on tonight, but that's 20. So anyway, thanks for coming out.
There's money out there. There's money to be made from comedy. If I wanted to make money from comedy, I'd produce or I'd run a room.
Yeah, I'm not sure they quite realise what it takes to run. I think every comic should run a room for 6 months.
I really respect the people that run the rooms because it actually takes more than you realise. Like moving seats, and there's a lot of anxiety, especially as a comedian, because you've had many birthdays where no one ever showed up, and this could be your gig.
Basically a lot of promotion and printing, like we do flyers in the local area, flyers around the hotel, plus a lot of online stuff.
It's so much easier to just parachute in there and just go, what's with the seating? This place sucks balls. Do your set, do really well, and go like, fucking rape dungeon, I'm never coming back here again, and leave. But if you're actually doing it, you're emotionally committed, you get stressed.
That's what it's like running a club. When you run a club, it is 24/7. Just like people looking for spots, there's no Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. See, that open mic is fucking hounding us all the time.
I really respect the people that set up the rooms because I think all they're doing is trying to take control of their destiny. It's those control people that are like, I want to progress quickly, I'm not getting booked enough, I'm just going to do something about it. It's awesome. Like, the more of these rooms, the better.
Comedy clubs aren't a place to make money and make a career with. Generally, you don't make a living out of comedy clubs. You make a living out of corporates, out of university circuits, not just comedy clubs. You're doing football clubs, you're doing strip clubs, you're doing weddings, you're doing funerals, you're doing fundraisers, you do charity work, you do so many gigs, and that's what you have to do. You've got to work everywhere.
Thankfully, I've actually got this other career. The pressure of doing comedy where it had to be what I was doing would just be insurmountable. If you had like a family at home, I just don't even know how to do it. You just go like, hey kids, fish fingers, do you know, like for the next 2 years because dad can't fucking write a joke.
My kids, like, okay, dad's got to go to comedy now. And my oldest, especially my son, he'll say, Dad, you know, when it's your turn, you say stuff to make the people laugh. It's like, okay, mate, I will. And he goes, but when it's someone else's turn, Dad, you get off the stage. Like, which is good advice to any open micer out there, right? First thing, when it's your turn, make the people laugh. Second thing, when it's someone else's turn, don't be on the stage. Sound advice from a 4-year-old. The stakes are for me that, okay, I'm making a choice to spend time out of my home, away from my family. If I'm going to do that, I need to treat it like a job and treat it and approach it professionally.
The best comedians are, yeah, they're professional despite whatever shit may have happened that day. They just sit down and they have that, you know, rigor, really, that they bring to their work, you know, that work ethic.
You know, and it's hard for family and friends to understand that too. Because they just go, oh, you know, like she's getting rid of us now and just wants to do her own thing.
You have to sacrifice a lot of things, a lot of time, relationships, things like that.
It's been sacrificing, progressing in real life under the illusion the dream is going to pay off.
You know, if you want to be a comedian, you go Saturday night to watch comedy. You know, unfortunately, if your girlfriend goes, oh, we're going to watch comedy again, well, you know, yeah, I am.
The good thing is Sass is very supportive because she's the one that encouraged me to get into this. But, dude, it's ridiculous. I gig like 3 or 4 nights a week. So it's horrible. She has to just sit at home. Occasionally when she goes out, I'm like, this is the worst ever. It's all quiet. You can hear the fridge. Just stare.
She's feeding the kids and bathing the kids, and you're going, I gotta go, you know, come home from work, gotta go, give a shave quickly and go do a gig. And, you know, and sometimes you get there and you don't feel like you're appreciated. People are like, you know, looking at their phones and everyone's ignoring you, and like they don't want to be there and you don't want to be there, then it's been shit and you think, I'm going to pack this up, man. You know what I mean? This is crap. Look what I've got to give up. Like, I've got to wake up early in the morning. Wife's got to be alone at night.
It would have contributed to my marriage breaking up, I would say.
Is it worth it? Yeah, I don't know.
I've been thinking long and hard about what I should do. Get a job, buy a house, I could be just like you. Makes no difference either way, we'll all end up the same. Oh, what a trip to dwell inside this romantic brain. Is this a passing